July the 8th, 1982, the day Saddam Hussein escaped death. His convoy drove into the town of Dujail, north of Baghdad. He moved amongst the people with little overt security apart from his bulletproof car. But a few hours after these displays of ritual loyalty, the would-be assassins made their move. These pictures were taken by Saddam's own cameraman. A few were shown on Iraqi TV news at the time, but most lay in an archive, never broadcast until today. They show, for the first time, the events which started to unfold in Dujail that July, which would end with hundreds dead and thousands destitute. Now, what happened in Dujail has come back to haunt Saddam Hussein. Saddam liked to visit people's houses and be seen with their children. It softened the harsh image he'd created in 3 years of power. Yet, even in a family home, he refused water, fearing poison. He knew that despite the outer show, the largely Shia population of Dujail did not support the war against Shia Iran, which he had started 18 months previously. The crowd gathered round the Ba'ath Party headquarters. Individuals tried to outdo each other to prove their loyalty. They knew local Ba'ath Party officials would note who had failed to perform. The president said he would visit the old part of town. But before that, he praised the sons of Dujail fighting on the front against Iran. It was after this speech that militants of the banned Shia Dawah party struck. Today, they're seen as heroes and martyrs. Their families say they were holy warriors who tried to deliver Iraq from the evils of Saddam Hussein. Amongst them was Karim Qasem Ja'far. My brother Karim fought a jihad against Baathism in the best possible way and was martyred in the operation against the damned Saddam Hussein. When Karim and his group heard about Saddam coming, they wanted to kill him, but fate prevented it. Saddam headed out of town through the date palms, where Karim and the Dawah militants were hiding. It's not on camera, but they opened fire on his convoy. Everyone in Dujail remembers that day.
When we heard gunshots, we started asking those who were coming back to town what had happened. But they'd cut off the roads and weren't allowing anyone to come or to go. Some people said the firing was in celebration of the president, but other people said no, the president has been shot.
This footage, never before broadcast, shows Saddam's reaction to the attempt on his life. Now much more closely guarded, he headed back into town. He was determined to give the impression that it was just a minor incident, it wouldn't deter him. Women threw sweets, a desperate attempt to pledge allegiance. Everyone knew what might happen to them now. Saddam Hussein addressed the crowd for a second time from the roof of a clinic.
الولد يقضبوهم وراح نسألهم راح نشوفهم هو موجود واحد منهم ما راح يقدرون يجاوبون إلا أنهم عملاء. على عدد الأصابع ما يطلعون أكثر من 2 3 4 5 10 لكن يظلون أبناء الدجيل 39,000 نسمة. هذول كلهم مخلصين وكلهم مع الثورة وكلهم مع
But the retaliation which followed made no such distinctions. Already, as he was leaving town, Saddam Hussein was filmed interrogating suspects himself. Even those in the Ba'ath Party militia, the popular army, were not above suspicion. Suspects were taken to this building, then the Ba'ath Party headquarters, now occupied by one of the Shia religious parties and dedicated to the memory of the martyrs. Karim Ja'afar, the militant, was among the first to be killed. His body was brought here. His father describes how soldiers demolished the family's houses and chopped down all their orchards.
They took the whole family, 7 girls and their mother and me, my brother and his wife, maybe 7 or 8 from his family, and my cousin, 150 of us all together. They took us to the intelligence headquarters for 20 days or a month or so, then to Abu Ghraib for 2 years, and then they sent us to the desert.
23 years on, the site of the assassination attempt is still a wasteland. Dujail was bombed from the air.
Some people ran away and some fought. Whoever fought was killed. Some were saved by hiding in the irrigation pipes in the orchards. My son resisted, but couldn't fight. He climbed a palm tree and they struck him from a plane.
That was Abbas. 3 other sons, Faris, Muhammad and Ahmad, disappeared, and the parents were imprisoned.
They started beating the boys and the young men, and the old men and the women. Humiliation, beating and death. After Abu Ghraib, they sent us to the empty quarter, the desert. Dust, nothing but terrible dust everywhere, the worst. We were there maybe 2 or 3 years. It was death. People were dying.
The people of Dujail pray for their sons. 400, including the families who spoke to us, have been interviewed by special tribunal prosecutors. Greater numbers were killed and tortured in other atrocities, but in Dujail, prosecutors may have evidence implicating Saddam personally. Dujail's Committee of Freed Prisoners is reported to have a decree signed by Saddam dated July the 23rd, 1985, ordering the execution of 148 local people. But some families didn't find out the fate of their children until Saddam fell from power.
We heard nothing about them until the fall of the regime, when we finally found out for sure that they'd been executed. Before, we were never really certain. Later, when I realized that all 4 of my sons were dead, I collapsed. I had a brain hemorrhage.
The Special Tribunal has released mute pictures of Saddam Hussein being interrogated by the presiding judge about Dujail. His defense team say this will be a show trial. They say they haven't even been told the charges against the former president. Iraqi officials have suggested that if convicted of the mass killing of 143 people in Dujail, he may be swiftly executed without waiting for trials on other better-known atrocities like the gassing of the Kurds. As he visited the mosque in Dujail that day, he can never have imagined it would come to this. He cheated death then, but nearly a quarter of a century on, the events set in train by that botched assassination attempt could yet seal the fate of Saddam Hussein.